Hi everyone, welcome to the Street Show. We're playing some Monster Train today. So, we are on our second, I believe, 2-win streak. The pressure is on. Hit number 3. I'd like to hit 5, just so we can have a nice, not even number, but a nice, I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for is. Five is a good goal, I think. 5 wins in a row. I have a feeling, though, that we're going to get screwed over, and we're going to get something like Melting Remnant Hellhorned. See what we get today. I was about as wrong as I could have possibly been. We got the Awoken Umbra. So we got some regen, life steal, and ember drain. We got ensnare. I haven't used this lately. Could be interesting. I think in this case, maybe we choose the upgrade for our champion first. I feel like with the regen consume cards, that not getting rejuvenate seems like a silly thing. So I think we'll go with rejuvenate. Split Anvil is interesting if we can get some high ember cost spells. I am wondering though, there's a lot of really... Everything in our deck currently costs 0 or 1. So Volatile Gauge really hurts us. So we're gonna pick one. I say we go with Split Anvil. Unfortunately, Split Anvil doesn't do anything for us because 1 is not less than 1, therefore this never triggers. So, do we maybe consider going for the achievement where you don't take any artifacts? Let's do it. I'm risking our 3-win streak. So unless we start struggling really early on, I don't think that we will take any artifacts. Alright, first things first. Get rid of that guy. Let's also pump up our sentient. We'll put a train steward up here. And the turn. Alright, I called it for the collector, so that's good. I'm gonna let these guys get up to the next floor. But we are going to take care of a couple of the guys down here. See what we get for this. +1 health and a damage shield. That will be handy. Yep, we'll put that on the Sentient as well. So, it is not lost on me that we need a little more oomph behind what our guys are doing. So let's put another train steward up here to make sure that they die. I think we put one here. I wanted to heal up the Sentient, but we need to also stop them. Let's kill one. Yeah, I might as well play this since it's 0. I should probably play that. Oh, and all of a sudden we're winning because we are out healing any damage that they do to us. Cool. That and the rejuvenate trigger is pretty awesome. I wonder... So, with the rejuvenate proc, it says deal 15 damage to front enemy units. Is that just an effect, or is that saying that the unit deals 15 damage to the front enemy units. I think, since we have the availability, we test it out. So here's what should happen, and I am going to slow this down just to confirm this for myself. Hits us for 5, hits us for 5. Sorry, we have a damage shield first. Hits us for nothing, 5 and 5. Doesn't attack, heals up, which should do 15 damage. Or no, I don't need to worry about that, I think, because I don't believe this health thing went up. But if this is how it was going to go, we would be at 4, we'd heal for 11, go back up to 15. When we go up to 15, the second guy should die. And if lifesteal works this way, then we would go up to full health. So stuff happens up there, that's fine. So attack, attack, attack. Heal kills that. He's not at full health. So, rejuvenate does not work that way. Sorry, lifesteal and rejuvenate together do not work that way. Alright, not too bad. I think I really like Restoration Detonation. I like the card draw advantage that Sting provides. But I think we need to be able to target stuff in back. That's one place where our deck is really suffering. We just deal lots of damage to whatever's in front and hope that we get through it all. So I think we need to maybe focus a little bit on what we're doing. Rage 2 and Ember Drain to a friendly unit. And then gain 2 Ember. So I won't lie, I really want Packed Morsels, and I want to get rid of the Shade Splitters, which we get an extra copy of thanks to, I think, Covenant rank 8? Yeah, Covenant rank 8. I guess for 0 Ember, getting 2 Ember for the round doesn't sound bad, and we can always put this on a morsel so the Ember Drain never actually afflicts us. Might help us eke a little more damage in every once in a while. Plus, if we get an X cost card, that works really well with that. I also think that we go the route of Umbra. I would like to find a good Gorge unit. Shadow Eater counts as a good Gorge unit. At least I think Shadow Eater counts as a good Gorge unit. The question is, who do we upgrade with what? I think we definitely put the extra damage shields on Shadow Eater. This will serve as a really good front line for us. And then maybe we give him more damage, but I kind of want to save that for... I kind of want to save his other spot here for extra health. So maybe we pump up a Train Steward with the extra damage, and even a multi-strike. At this point, I think I'd rather keep the Train Stewards over my Shade Splitters, and I think we use this opportunity to purge some Shade Splitter. Just one. Because 75 gold for the next one when I've only got 80 doesn't sound like a good deal to me. Plus, we want to actually be able to trigger Shadow Eater's Gorge effect, and we'll need morsels to do that. How many units at the start of battle? Here on each floor. Alright, so we're going to take some higher damage on this one for sure. We've already got Shade Splitter action going on. That's really cool. I'm thinking... why not? Doesn't matter what the morsel is. 25? I think we just stick Sentient down here. Yeah. Cool. Now we need another morsel, which we're getting. Sweet. And I don't have to do anything special with it, because Shadow Eater will wipe everything out on that floor. These guys with Incant are less than pleasant, to say the least. Well, we do a little more damage with the regen proc. He does heal up a little bit. Question now is where do we put this other train steward, and I think we just stick it behind here. Yeah. No need to play Perils of Production right now. No morsels. That's not good. I don't want to block the Shadow Eater from getting more morsels. There's not really anywhere I can put this train steward, though. Maybe I just ensnare this guy, and then we'll heal up here. I think that's about all I can do. They'll get a couple hits in on the pyre, but we knew that damage was going to happen. Alright, only 90 damage, huh? Well, I've got Vine Grasp, so I can at least get rid of that guy. Do an extra 30 just with that. Let's go Wildwood Sap, and all of a sudden we're winning. No need to make the win pretty. Okay. Do we go all in on Wildwood Sap? Hold on. Seraph the Temperament. I didn't even look. Temper the strength of your units. I'm actually thinking we want Sharpen. Because then we can hit the units that hit us in the back. And then I really like making of a morsel here, actually. I'd like to increase the average quality of our morsels as much as we possibly can, and that's certainly one way of doing it. So, first and foremost, is there anything we would want to duplicate? I mean, not particularly. There's a couple things, but I'd feel way better about it if they had any buffs. I mean, this train steward is okay, but I don't plan on keeping them all forever. I could go this direction. We could just see if there's a really, really good artifact, but I would likely just try and take the gold because I don't feel like we're in trouble. We are at a point where if we don't continue getting more power, we will fall behind and then we'll be in trouble, which is why I'm thinking we check. But it would also give us a chance to get some pyre health, and then we get the concealed cavern either way. I say we give it a shot. Okay. Both of these are pretty good. This only really helps me at the start of the fight. And even though we get the benefit on all 3 floors, all it does is help a train steward on one of them, since we can't put the 2 tanks on the same floor. We don't want to put the tanks on the same floor, let me rephrase that. I think we can afford to skip these. This is nice, don't get me wrong, because we have all of the wildwood sap, is it? Yeah, wildwood sap. Those will be nice, but right now it's just 2 procs, and I don't think that's critical yet. It will be, because right now we don't do a whole lot of damage all at once. That is something that I'm slightly worried about, but I think we're good for right now. Ooh. Hellhorn, Stygian Guard, and Umbra. So we can go Rage and Armor, Sap and Frostbite. I mean, the Umbra one directly applies to us. And I do want an X-cost card. Or at least one, but probably a couple if we can help it. Rage and Armor is not bad. I mean, the armor specifically is helpful. It doesn't trigger the Rejuvenate on our champion. Let's get Shroud Spike in this case. On to Daedalus, I suppose. Constructed explosives enter with damage shield. Alright, so I am a little worried about this fight. I think we can make it work, though. I love getting Shadow Eater. So, let's put down the Sentient. We'll always put... I think if we just stick the Shadow Eater up here, we can get, apparently, an Antumbra morsel you can put on him. Now the question is, do we get rid of the Foot Soldier or the Priest? I feel more like saving on our damage, so we'll do it that way. Alright, I'm liking this. I think we even get a second one. And let's see. Yeah, I think we'll put this on a unit, because it'll get eaten. There's not really any reason to give it lifesteal, but I do want to put Wildwood Sap down here and get that started. So we got a little damage in on Daedalus. 14 to be specific. Alright, this could be good. That's not the Strong Train Steward. So we can go 1, 2. So this unit will die. I think that's all we're going to be able to do. I think we do go with spikes to get a little extra damage in. We can't do anything up here, so these guys will get through. I need to be looking ahead to this floor. So we'll need to make sure that we don't generate morsels. We don't want to do this because that'll give him extra attack. If we would do it, we're gonna do it on this floor, and I think we'll go train steward, train steward. Let me check down here quick. Yeah, we're fine down here. We'll shade splitter, and then we'll put that shade splitter here, which gets rid of a lot of the damage and almost puts this guy in one-shot territory with the pyre. That's acceptable. Okay. They get some damage in, but this guy dies. So we're good there. He dies. I say we Wildwood Sap, restore, I might as well put a train steward down, and then they both die. They're not both dying. Let's just root this guy. We'll keep him off of top floor so that our Shadow Eater doesn't take too much damage. Yeah. Final wave already. 116 damage isn't horrible. I really want to do making of a morsel, but I think we need to focus on sustaining our champion. Do that. We're at 237 damage, which is pretty good. 15 health effectively. He hits us, takes 8 damage from spikes. We hit him, it's 16 damage. I don't think there's anything I can do with Vine Grasp that's going to help me. So... oh, he doesn't hit me. Hold on a second. He doesn't do any damage to me, so he just takes the 13 here. So this actually should make, apparently, 15 damage worth of difference. I say we also lifesteal, which made a huge difference. Oh my gosh. I feel pretty good about that floor. I think that we are going to be just fine. So I think that to get 30 damage in makes sense. Are we able to do something here? That doesn't make much of a difference. I might as well do this. Restore doesn't really help me, does it? I mean, I'm gonna play it up here, but yeah, 9 damage, one-shots the train steward. He can't get up past 9, so he'll die in one hit as well. So I think we just top off our Shadow Eater. And then we need to get some morsels. And we need to do some damage. So we Shade Splitter. That's not what I wanted to see at all. 47 damage is not a lot. Immortal Trade brings us up to 61. I think we restore. Restore. Does Shroud Spike help us at all? Brings him down to 2 health. So he'll die in 1 hit. So this is what I was saying before the fight, where if we don't get stronger really soon, we're going to fall behind really bad. Return consumed morsel units to your hand. Oh, this is a rough one. I don't think we get Shard Channeler. I do like what Shard Channeler does, but the benefit of Wretch and spreading spores, I think those should take precedence. The question is, do we take spreading spores for our champion, or do we take Wretch for the Shadow Eater? Honestly, I think I'm feeling spreading spores. I really, really want to pick Wretch because I like the Gorge synergies. We've got that Umbra spike. But spreading spores I can use on the Shadow Eater as well. And we can get to a point where these will be just what we draw, and we're always getting regen and adding more spikes. And by the time we get to those final bosses, we just out heal and out damage everything. So I think I'm going to take Spreading Spores here. Another Shadow Eater? I don't think we can afford two. We're having a hard enough time feeding one of them. I think Animus of Will makes sense. Animus of Speed also. But I really like Multi-Strike. Especially if we go to upgrade our units and all of a sudden we can get maybe a large stone or the one that gives 10 damage. What is it? Strength Stone? Go figure. Such a creative name. Yeah, we're going to go with Animus of Will here. And then I will want capacity, I think, eventually. I don't feel like we're having a hard time. Honestly, we could take the Ember, which, I mean, we've had excess Ember, but it lets our X cost stuff do better, and at least until we're able to improve the spell that we just picked up. Where is it? Spreading Spores. This one costs 2, and there have been a couple times where we had a couple 2-cost things line up. So yeah, I think we go with the extra Ember for right now. Capacity might be after Fell, but we will see. I am feeling this direction. I'm wondering if we can get a Morsel Master, I think? The one that generates the morsels. So we could just shove that up on the top floor of Shadow Eater, and we've got a 2 morsels every turn combo. Plus we can get rid of some Train Stewards or the Umbra starter cards. Plus we get to upgrade a unit, and that could be our Animus of Will. It could be the Shadow Eater. Shade Splitter, that's the one. Let's go. Let's see what the unit is. Morsel Maker. It's exactly the one that I was hoping to see. That means we can get rid of Shade Splitters. Because we don't need to use Shade Splitters to generate morsels, we can just throw the Morsel Maker up top and call it a day. 25 health. Here's that large stone I was just talking about. I think we roll with it. And then I think we go extra damage. And all of a sudden we've got a really strong Animus of Will that I wouldn't mind duplicating if we had the opportunity. And then extra health. I mean, the Shadow Eater makes sense. I'm wondering if we put it on a Morsel Maker. I don't think we do. I don't... actually... Maybe we do purge the last Shade Splitter. Yep, let's do it. Cool. And then upgrade our champion. And I think we want... So is card advantage better for us, or is better burst better for us? I actually think the burst is probably better, at least for right now. This doesn't count as an artifact, does it? I'd feel really silly if it does. I don't think there's a way you can skip those. I honestly haven't checked, but I don't remember seeing one. A random artifact for Spikes 4. Well, doesn't matter what the prize is, we do all the trials here, so... This seems like a pretty straightforward play. Shadow Eater goes up top. We don't get any spikes, but this guy does die, which is pretty handy. And then I think we'll put a Train Steward on that floor. I'm glad I did. We'll put the Animus of Will up there too. And then I think we do Weight of Contrition, and we stick our Morsel Maker there. And all of a sudden, our floors are all pretty much set up. There's no regen, so these guys aren't taking any damage, but we are going to plow right through them, I think. There's all of our regen. So let's see, I could restore once, twice, and then even with Wildwood Sap, there'd only be a third proc of healing. That guy does not die. However, actually no, I think that's just the smartest play. Because even with Sharpen, we're not going to kill this guy right here. Alright, so we break even damage. That seems like a problem that's taking 19 damage. This guy is going to get really strong really quick. And actually, this guy... Yeah, this guy will die. His spikes are going to kill the next Magma Morsel, but this will have 3 extra damage that it didn't have before. So I think we'll be good there. Do I put Immortal Trade on my Animus of Will? I think we have to, actually. Because otherwise, these guys will kill it in the next round. Okay, so they're both dead. Magma Morsel's dying like I knew it would. You're not dying. We have to play this Weight of Contrition, because I don't want to take any pyre damage that I don't absolutely have to. I think we restore. I think we root this guy. Because he'll go up with 35, which means this will have to hit it twice to kill it. And that's more than I want. So, let's end turn. I have a feeling the Brief Respite's coming up soon anyway. See, there it is. So we'll play Weight of Contrition, get that out of the way. These guys are fine up here. They're both dying. You're not dying. So let's play a Spreading Spores, because that makes a lot of difference. And apparently an extra 3 damage will top us off. I want to play Perils of Production because I can put this Train Steward here and this one here. This Train Steward can die, that's fine, but I want to protect the Animus of Will as much as possible. Okay. So I can either go Morsel Miner, or I can go Wildwood Sap Restore. Spikes 2 is not a lot, but I think this is the right call. 322 damage for a single unit? Pretty good. That would be the 30 damage Rejuvenate trigger coming into effect. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so I think we're always going to play the Self-Mutilation. Sharpen gets us 8 damage in spikes, and then 12 damage in attacks, so an extra 20, which gets us a lot closer. I think we always play this. He's immune to it, but we do get the extra draw. Oh, how about we do this? And is he dead? He's not, but 7 health is pretty easy to get through when you've got a double gorge trigger. So we just get rid of that because we don't like holding on to them when we see that the boss is gonna die, and I think we just end the turn because the boss is gonna die. The sap tap. Man. We would trigger this so much too. But we've come this far. I think we can do this without any artifacts. So let's skip it, get the gold. Bramble Lash is interesting. It does require us to reduce the cost of some spells because we're not stacking spikes up enough. Channel Son, I feel like we're not going to get as much benefit from Channel Son. It'll land on a Train Steward, which right now is significantly better than the nothing that we would have to replace it with. Pyrogrow, I don't know. We can have a couple things we wouldn't mind hitting with Pyrogrow, but I think it's going to whiff more than anything. I think we just pick Bramble Lash and we try to get the Spreading Spores spell to reduce the Ember cost of that, so that we get more duplicates of way cheaper spells, and then we can use those to stack up spikes, which makes the spell we just got more effective. Forever Consumed is a nice big shot. Oh, I never noticed. That's the boss, one of the bosses you can fight after Fell. Draw a unit and enhance it with plus 5x attack and minus x Ember. Or Gem Trove. Gem Trove is expensive, and I think we would need more units. Oh no, not necessarily more units. We definitely would want more capacity, which is what we were kind of thinking about before, but if we get a 4 Ember cost spell, then we also need more Ember, or Ember reduction, or something. I think we still go with this, just in case. Okay, so we don't like going to the Merchant of Trinkets. There's no Merchant of Magic, though. Not until the next floor. Okay, so we're definitely going to be going to the right before Fell. So here... we could upgrade our Morsel Maker. We could upgrade another Train Steward. That's pretty much it. We could get rid of 2 Train Stewards. And we get gold. I like the idea of getting another big Train Steward. We can leave. I don't think we upgrade the Morsel Maker. I do think we get rid of the 2 weak Train Stewards, though. And then that's it. Oh boy. Okay, this could be a rough one. I'm curious to see how it goes. Well, I think we like the Sentient with a Wildwood Sap right off the get-go. I think we put a Train Steward up here. Now the question is, and I think we know the answer, I actually think we don't play the Morsel Maker yet. Because this summons 2 morsels, which takes up 3 capacity, which means we've only got 2, which means we can't play the Shadow Eater up here as well. It's an unfortunate side effect of our current build, but that's where the extra capacity could come in helpful. So there's our Shadow Eater. Alright, so hear me out. I think we want to play 2 of our 2-cost cards here. To do that, we have to play Perils of Production. So, I can either put it on this guy to kill this marksman, which doesn't sound like a bad idea, or we making of a morsel to get a morsel miner. We put it here, then we play Perils of Production on it, then we regen 2, spikes 2, and all of a sudden we're doing pretty well. Now, he lives. We always want to play our Animus of Will. End of story. You're dying, you're not. You die in 1 hit to the pyre for 8 damage. That might be... I mean, it's not great, but it may be all we can afford right now. You're dying, though, and that's a problem. So let's kill a bad guy. You've got 2 spikes, so we can kill another one. And then I say we ensnare this guy, because I know our Animus of Will is going to eat right through him. So we're going to let one guy go up. Yes. I think we can afford to take some Ember Drain there. Because then
we can make sure he doesn't die. At least not in the next round. Right? What happened to your lifesteal? Wildwood Sap is a gimme. Restore, I feel, was also a gimme. And Ember Drain sucks. You're almost dead. And we'll need to figure something out because you're gonna get up to the top floor. Okay. Alright, so we got our Morsel Maker. So we're gonna play that. I would like to get a little more damage in on this guy, though. I don't understand why the lifesteal didn't work on our Train Steward. I'm gonna have to review that after we're done here. So I want to restore here, get the regen stacks going again. We could bring him down to a more manageable health total. I don't think we can do anything to affect how quickly he dies, though. So, let's Vine Grasp here. And turn. Okay. Spreading Spores, I think, is a good call. We get a little more damage. I think we also restore. That's not as much damage as I would like to see. And then... I think we do that. Which at least gets him into one-shot territory. And then we need to worry about these guys. So we have a very lackluster run right now, and I don't like that. How do we do this then? So it's 25, 41 damage that they're doing. Well, I don't feel like I have a choice. I need to put this Train Steward in the way. Now we're getting some damage through. Am I able to root this and then he dies? I wonder. I think we definitely do Perils of Production there. Get some more damage through. I think we Spreading Spores, and I think we Immortal Trade, since it's sort of a last stand effort. It's not enough damage on the backline units, and that's where I'm taking the most unnecessary amount. Hey, it did root that guy. That's good. Only 61, huh? Well, Sharpen makes a lot of sense. And so does Spreading Spores. This might be where we lose everybody. Does Immortal Trade help? It does help, but only a little bit. So it still leaves him with 140. Yeah. That's gonna be it, folks. So, obviously getting artifacts would have helped here, but we just weren't doing enough damage. We were able to get morsels out pretty often towards the end, but it also just wasn't enough. And then we were just starved for Ember, is what this boiled down to. And part of that was because of some of the plays with the Ember Drain cards, but there wasn't a convenient way around that most of the time. And then we didn't quite make it to the last magic shop. So it is what it is. I wonder. I haven't really looked at this a whole lot. 52-minute run. That's a really crappy looking score. Does this count as an artifact then? I'll have to check that out after the next fight we get in with Daedalus. I don't think you can skip these, and I know that there's an achievement for no artifacts. I thought there was, but who knows? Well, if you enjoyed that video, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.